Hello, everyone. How's it going? Ooh, it seems a little slow and weird today. I'm not sure what the heck is going on, but I hope you guys can hear me okay. Hello, Tish McCarr, Lippo Pa. Hello, Lilo Pa. Hello, Strachinians. Hello, Pa. Oh, Pilates works. Hello. Good morning to everyone. I don't know, it seems a little slow or a little weird lighting energy today. I don't know what's going on with the camera, but you guys can hear me okay and see me all right. We'll keep going. Single to mommy. Hello to my Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Jujubee, Sean. How you doing? Good morning. Good morning. Deanna Westbrook. Good morning to you. It's Chloe. Hello. Good morning. Diva Butterfly. Hello and good morning. Welcome. Upstate New York. It's colder than usual, but it's the winter time. Hey, Kelly, Kate. Good morning. Many acronyms in this process that we need to familiarize with. Can you explain what IVIG is exactly, why it's beneficial, when it is recommended, and your success rate with it? So, intravenous immunoglobulins, IVIG. So if you just Google IVIG, it's basically the serum that has been used to help with immune diseases or autoimmune diseases. Since I believe that the majority cause of infertility is immunologic, that's where I think the IVIG comes in. It's part of our level 4 process. The problem is that there aren't good data to know whether you need it and how well it improves your odds. But I think that there's a lot of data out there long enough, mostly in Europe, that seems to give us more of the answers than in the United States, because most people in the US don't believe that inflammation is a cause of most of the diseases. Christical, all right. Let's see, I'll get all these. Martha, Ginger, Salt, good morning. Hello to everyone. T, good morning. I hope everyone can hear me okay. Let's see, March 26th. We're waiting for spring, right? But you know what? The winter time is really a great time to cocoon. Get some good books, get a journal, and write in your journal and share thoughts and ideas. All right, Jujubee, 37.5, 1.13 mH, PCOS, 5'6", 260 pounds, snowball's chance in heaven of any embryos that are viable, G5P1. Absolutely. The primary cause of all disease is inflammation, and metabolic disorder or pre-diabetes is the #1 cause. That's the crazy story to all of this. And so by simply changing your diet, you know how I feel about keto, Maria and Craig Emmerich are one source. Check out my book, The Fertile Feast, on Amazon, and put your comments in there, by the way. Let me know what you think. We have some new ideas coming, but you don't have to be carnivore to be keto. You can be vegan, vegetarian, Mediterranean, or anything, but absolutely we can improve those numbers by going keto. When you go kiltz keto lifestyle, you feel better, the inflammation goes down, and voila, amazing changes happen to your body. So that's really, really important. Thanks, Juju, for telling me, everyone, how you hear me well. Okay, Tiki, KTZ, Venus, when you suggest utilizations you wash prior to frozen, when do you? I recommend lipids and HCG wash, PRP wash quite often before frozen and fresh transfers, more often than people think or know. The problem is that there are so many different options in all this. So I think sooner is better, and doing it more is really valuable, I think. So Anna Vance, hello, Angie, and Deanna Trujillo, good morning. So again, lipids is fat. By eating fat, infusing fat, we reduce inflammation in the Ferrari. I think it really works nicely, so check it out. Let's see. Good morning, Vanessa. Good morning. All right, let's see. Let's see. What do you think to add protocol 3 and fresh transfer? I think the protocol 3 is really a home run for the majority of people that are getting into IVF. The 1 is for people who are really not in the infertile realm of doing assisted reproduction, but it may be, it's the LDN, the low dose steroids, certainly keto and all of that. The molecular fertility supplements, male and female, are helpful, and the aspirin. When you get into the level 2, it adds lipids and Lovenox, and the 3 adds the Neupogen, the Plaquenil, the PRP, the HCG washes, and more. So I think that when we're looking at going up the level, 3s for most, the 4s for the multiple losses, the multiple failed implantation, but IVIG may be another one. Hello, Laura. Do you recommend doing transfer after a month you had COVID if everything looks fine? Certainly, I think waiting the month until after you've had the series of COVID may be the best, most reasonable way. Although it's still, I think, reasonable to do your treatments if you just had it. But since it may be a week or 2 before the symptoms go away from the shot itself, we're generally recommending the waiting a little bit in the process. But again, I think it's reasonable. Get your COVID vaccines. I think it's probably better to get the vaccine than to get the virus. And my bet is even 1 shot, maybe 80 to 90% in helping reduce the risk of getting it. All right, fantastic reps. How you doing? How to prevent having empty follicles, ginger salts. Well, this is where I always go back to reduce inflammation, increase the blood flow. This is where acupuncture, massage, yoga, meditation, prayer, visualization really come in. Go for light walks. I just got to change my lighting. Maybe that's a factor in all this. Sorry about that, everyone. I don't know if this is going to change anything. Maybe not. But it really is about reducing inflammation. And then our molecular fertility, female and ovarian bloom, the inositol can be helpful also. And then quite commonly, I think the duo stems and triple stems may help for those that have empty follicles or more immature eggs. And then adding some HCG to the Lupron may be also helpful. But a 30 to 60 days of even doing some priming, which is all about reducing inflammation, can be really, really important in this whole process. So empty follicles, basically, you see a follicle in the ovary that we're monitoring, but when we do an aspiration, we don't get an egg out of it. And the hard part is we often don't know which follicles we're not getting the egg from. You guys doing okay? Again, sorry if there's any camera effects. I don't know if you guys are seeing it, but I'm seeing a little weird camera effects on this side. On the Instagram, HSG short, houseline or salpings in the right tube, all clear on the left. You can still try IUI. My bias is get that tube removed or check inside with the laparoscopy. I've seen removing those hydros, suddenly you get pregnant. A lot of inflammation. So I generally recommend you remove it, but you can go ahead with it there. But why would you? Hey, Bridget, good morning. Let's see, Sarah, able to get first dose of COVID vaccine. When should I do my FET? Wait till after the second dose, Sarah. I'd say in general, that's our sort of current mantra. If you're in the process of getting it, a 30-day wait won't hurt. My bet is right after you get your second dose, you could get into it. So if you're expecting it, even in the early process, but again, 80 to 90% of the 1 dose will take care of a lot of things. Hey, Bridget again. All right. Keto help to reduce. Does keto help reduce chances of miscarrying PGS tested embryos and developing subcarrion hematomas? Absolutely. Listen, guys. Kiltz's ketogenic lifestyle is for vegans, vegetarians, Mediterraneans, pescatarians, paleotarians, and carnivarians. It's a crazy concept. For me, keto is 1 meal a day at night, 1 snack. It's a game changer. It changed me. My arthritis, psoriasis, kidney stones, bowel bleeding went away. It's just like a game changer. I've seen so many that have had repetitive losses. The damage that happens in our body to metabolic disorder due to a high plant-based 3 to 6 meals a day, lots of negative thinking and worrying is not good for us. You know that, right? This is why mind, body, smile is critical for all of us. All right. So yes, I think it absolutely helps. I've seen so many that have had the PGS tested normal embryos miscarried or failed to implant. So, all right, Julie, can you actively try while priming? Julie, never stop trying, but I say convert try to doing, and always keep on the LDN, the low-dose aspirin, and if you're keto, stay keto. Remember, keto for vegans, vegetarians, for Mediterraneans, everyone, because kiltz is keto lifestyle. One meal, one snack at max, but one is best at night, and get a nap in there too. And infinite mindful positive moments every single day, right? Don't give up. Never, ever give up. All right, let's see. Alicia. Morning, Alicia. All right, let's see. Kelly, I only want those 5 things, so no sides with the ribeye. I do know, well, okay. I went to the Krebs last night with my boyfriends, the guys, and I did have some French fries. It was awesome. Look at time to time, a little bit of carbs, but in general, no sides. You know, Tia's my only one, no sides. Be really, really narrow, no spice and no sides. That's a crazy concept, but check out my baby diet. But the baby diet: bacon, eggs, butter, beef, ice cream, salt. Now you got to keep low on the ice cream, and you might try some goat milk or other non-cow milk as an option too, by the way. All right, let's see. If I get pregnant, benefits take progesterone after conceiving. I had a conversation with Justine from Albany yesterday, and I think that staying on progesterone longer into the second trimester, the beginning, 10 to 12 weeks, and then consider the oral or vaginal Prometrium or progesterone vaginal capsules longer may be helpful in reducing miscarriage and prematurity. Interesting. All right, Judith again. Keep keto-ish, guys. Keep keto-ish. All right. Okay, let's get, thanks so much for everyone joining me, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. We're working on our YouTube much more. Also, would you recommend a fresh or frozen first time doing? Mary, good morning, Mary. How you doing? Thanks for joining us. I do both fresh and frozen. Look at your numbers. If your progesterone on trigger day is less than 3 and your estrogen maybe less than 3,000, I think it's reasonable, but those aren't absolute reasons not to do it. If we think there's something wrong with the uterus, the lining is too thin, over 18 millimeters, you know, even 18 millimeters may be fine, or polyps or something else going on, then freezing and waiting. And I do a lot of day 3s, a lot of day 5s. We mix them up. We occasionally do some 6s and 4s, even some day 2s in this. You have to be flexible in the process. All right, everyone's doing well. Thanks so much for being part of this. Let's see. Claire, COVID vaccine. Listen, each and every one of you has to make your own individual decisions. Personally, I just had mine last Sunday. I had 0 symptoms from it. I had the Moderna and no symptoms for myself. I believe that it's probably better to get the vaccine than to get the virus. So we want to do everything we can. I personally am looking more and more at least getting 1 vaccine is good for each and every one of us. In general, waiting 4 to 6 weeks before you start fertility treatment, but that's not a game changer. If you have other reasons why you have to keep going, but we don't know a lot of these answers, but I absolutely would say that yes, it's probably better than not. But again, my personal opinion as a physician and seeing so many getting these COVID diseases out there. So again, thanks so much to everyone for being part of this. this journey. It's not easy. We're just creating our new website, our new offering of the Fertile Spirit. Danielle and Christine are helping spearhead that, a place to converse with people, to talk about your feelings, your experiences on this journey, and how we can all make it better, by the way. And my daily inspirations, Kindle, yes. Thank you very much. I enjoy. I journal every day. I read and write my daily intentions. Each and every one of us should create our daily experiences through what we put in the brain and how we practice that. So, Bree, thank you very much for sharing that and share it around also, by the way, for all of us. Let's see, Melissa, how long should I wait after the second vaccine? My bet is you may be able to go right into it, but maybe an additional couple of weeks should be enough. It takes about 2 weeks, but remember, 80 to 90% are going to get some form of protection after the first dose in all of this. Let's see. Oh, good question on Omnitrope, human growth hormone. Serovital, Omnitrope, or the Serovital is an oral pill through Amazon or some other vendors that might be helpful. How many days should I be doing it? If it's pre-treatment priming, a small bruise from the site, the bruise should go away. And thank you, Gina. God bless you also for sharing your question. I think the human growth is great for priming 2 to 4 to 6 weeks prior to either fresh or frozen. I do usually 3 units of the Omnitrope during prime, 6 during stims. You can use it also for preparing for a fresh cycle or frozen transfer. It may be even reasonable if you're doing IUIs or intercourse, and we should look more about this in the priming process of those that aren't doing either IUI or IVF. So thank you very much for that question. Oh, supplements. Sherry, how you doing? Our molecular fertility supplements, I don't know if you can see those. Let's see. I don't know. The lighting isn't so great on my side that I see. But the molecular fertility supplements, male and female, I think are a home run. But there are lots of other supplements out there that may be enough. If you're eating a fatty meat keto, you're getting the majority of the minerals and vitamins from that. If you're more of a vegan, vegetarian, eggs, butter, and cream really do provide a lot of that. If you're looking at kelp omega-3s from seaweed, that's a good one for those that are vegan or vegetarian. So I think that the supplements, we need our minerals and vitamins. If you're doing a bone broth, making sure you're really using really fresh bones. You can freeze them and use them that way. But also adding the liver, if you can, is really a powerful one. TSH range is 2.6 to 3. If you're in the 2.6 to 3, I would recommend 25 to 50 of Synthroid. Some people use the Armour Thyroid extract. I would absolutely, yes, recommend that. Ask the clinical team, yes. Supplement with 25 to 50 in the 2.5 to 6, 2.6 or higher, and check your T3, T4 antithyroid antibodies that I think are really critical. A lot of the things our body is attacking, well, the things out there are attacking the thing in here, which is the crazy one of the whole process. Hi, question, what's embryo glue? How do you use it on your transfers? So embryo glue is our standard for everyone now. It's a co-culture media that we're placing the embryos in, typically prior to a fresh or frozen transfer. It's just a culture media that adds some hyaluronan, that's some processes and molecules that help with sticking and implantation. You guys are all good. Thanks for joining me, by the way. Let's see. Karen, hi Karen. Are thyroid levels important if using donor? I think thyroid levels are always important. The thyroid gland is so critical. So much of our thyroid disease happens because we're not getting enough of the fatty supplements of animal products, but we're getting too many plant variety of the antigens and the phytochemicals. Narrow the diet, add the fat. For the vegans, adding either coconut oil, hemp seed oil, olive oil, kelp oil is really another one. But narrow down the diet, less variety. Eat more like a lion, less frequently, because you want to really go on a fast. You want to keep the bowels and the bucket as low as possible on what's inside of it, so your body can really, really keep the glucose levels low. All right, Alicia, I have to continue stimming through tonight, possibly tomorrow and Wednesday already on day 9. Follicles are not growing fast enough. Don't have Menopur anymore. Do I up my gonal instead? Yes, I would say that if you're the gonal, typically if you're using 225 of gonal or follistim and 75 of Menopur, now you don't have the Menopur, up the gonal or the follistim to 300. You might even add some low dose HCG. That can be of great help also. You guys are good? All right, lots of water. Our bodies are made up of a lot of water, and water has electromolecular properties that are critical for our health and wellness. Lots of breaths and smile, and we've been talking about meditation, prayer, how critical it is to all of us. And spend more time reading more positive intentions. I've been reading Carolyn Larson, 1 Minute Devotions for Women, Jesus Calling by Sarah Young. I read a lot of Christian philosophy, but if you're Buddhist or Hindu or Jewish or Muslim, find or no denomination of any type, find some uplifting, spiritual, positive thoughts and ideas to weave into your mind, vibrate a better intention idea into your body. It's a home run. We need to share more positive, loving, kind thoughts and ideas to ourselves, right? You've got to do it to yourself. And then you can share it to everyone. So much craziness is going on in the world. And God kind of knows what God is doing. And we just have to have more love, kindness, forgiveness. And as we're walking our daily journey, which is so crazy and critical for all of us, right? Craziness, yes. Let's see. So Mark, hi Mark, is there a reason that you steer towards beef products for diet instead of chicken or pork? Well, I'm crazy, mostly a beef eater, but chicken, pork, fish. Chicken isn't as fatty. Fish is mostly we're eating the fillets and the white meat of chicken, so we're missing the fat. Beef tends to have, and pork even has more fat. I just tend to eat more beef myself, but again, there's lamb and goat and pork and chicken and fish. Technically, you need to be eating nose to tail, as they say, in order to really gain, and the organ meats and the skin to gain all the really healthy molecules, the glycosaminoglycans, the vitamins, the minerals, the bone marrow. It's so critical, and we're not doing it. So we can do better. So that's my preference that I found personally has been the biggest health and wellness for myself. The moment I eliminated the plant material, I felt better. Now, I used to eat a lot of salad, Brussels sprouts, asparagus, seeds, nuts, granola. That's really the most common cause of a lot of the damage to the glycocalyx, which is the Teflon lining of all the epithelial systems in our body. Strong Mommy, hello, how you doing? I've been reading this book by Blake Donaldson called Strong Medicine. Check it out. Written in the 1950s or 60s. Amazing. Recurring ruptured membranes causing miscarriage. Milks 2117. So inflammation. IVIG, the antimicrobial, the antibiotic, antifungal, antiviral throughout pregnancy. Keto, really critical. There's something in the food that's introducing the bacteria, yeast, viruses, and the other glycocalyx damaging particles. And the glycocalyx surrounds our white cells, surrounds our red cells. It's part of our platelets and more. It lines our vessels, our lymphatics, every nook and cranny of our body that is a cellular tubular structure. It's amazing. And even the connections between the cells and the basement membrane require that. So I would say that these rupture membranes, even progesterone throughout pregnancy, Lovenox, aspirin, IVIG, you got to look at the immune system and the viruses, bacteria, and yeast. You can see what they're doing. They're wreaking havoc on our humans, but all organisms are at risk. Plants are at risk of these viruses, bacteria, and yeast also. Single to mommy, hello. AFC is 8, 1 ovary, AMH 1.08, FSH 8, just turned 36 years young. And Hashimoto's, do you think I have a chance of getting more than one healthy viable embryo? You have a chance of getting at least one viable embryo with at least one viable baby. So you have to be open to the shifts and changes for sure. Kiltz is keto. Look at our immune protocols. We're going to be putting up our new magazine, Family Building Guide, on Amazon. But check out the Fertile Feast, also on Amazon. And leave your ideas and criticism. I love criticism, by the way, because I'm always looking for ideas that we can shift and change. Again, you don't have to think or believe like I do, but I am a Ferrari mechanic and we're all Ferraris. We're the temples, the most expensive, valuable entities in the universe, and we're doing our very best to learn how to take care of each and every one of us. All right, Carrie 1513, endometriosis, recurring endometriomas, AMH 1.4. Mini IVF is a good option. Absolutely. We do a lot of mini IVF, which is becoming our new standard. It's letrozole 10. It's gonal-ephrafolestin 200. It's HCG 20 with an antagonist in general, but you could do a flare Lupron alternatively, and then do a HCG Lupron trigger. Really works nicely. And we're really working to do lower and lower doses, more natural protocols, but I think that works very nice. You guys doing okay? Again, thanks for being really patient with us. We're gearing up for very busy winter and spring. We're gearing up to bring all of our docs together, our practitioners, our nurses, and our global team. We're working on our call center to build that so we can more quickly get to everyone, answer your questions, give you the support that's critical and necessary for all of us, because we all need love and support, right? But the most important part is practice giving yourself love and support. Give your partners love and support. We need to be listening twice as much as anything. And that's how we're going to be working to learn and listen for everyone out there, by the way. Mini AMH 0.55, 41 years old. Christina, I recommend the mini for nearly everyone. It, again, becoming our standard. Lower doses at the 100 of gonal, 10 of letrozole, 10 to 20 of HCG is another lower, but and then even in some doing some natural stuff. Let's see, Jen Bartlett. Hello, how you doing, Jen? A pleasure. Thanks for joining us. To everyone, by the way, thanks for joining us. Thanks for sharing with everyone. Keep spreading the word that so many people between our Fertile Feast, Kiltz's Keto Lifestyle, our daily intentions are learning to take care of your own health and wellness. We're not even necessary in many cases. That's really what our true livelihood is. I would say that, Jen, if the Provera isn't working, it might be 10 days or longer of combination of Lupron, prometrium, and estrase, maybe 200 to 400 of prometrium, 4 milligrams of estrogen, then stop those and potentially get a hysteroscopy D&C, and then we can go for it. But that's really a good protocol I'm working on more and more. What does a double Lupron trigger do differently than a single Lupron? Michelle Lee. In general, for those that have very low LHs, well less than 1 throughout the cycle, the second dose increases the chances that you're going to get a good ovulation and maturation of those eggs. A lot of what we're doing is going to the 4 milligrams, 34 hours, and then 24 hours later, 12 hours later, a second dose prior to the retrieval. Everyone doing well. Thank you for sharing with me. Melissa, again, thank you guys. To everyone, Lindsay, we appreciate it. Everyone's thoughts and ideas. Success, Shannon Bancroft, success rates using Omnitrope. My first retrieval got 7 eggs, 3 embryos, were late to fertilize. We don't have any, looking for the exact numbers. If what you did didn't work, we change it up. That's my data, I believe, is the most valuable thing. If what you're doing isn't working, what are the things we can do to change? The exact number is just an average. That's what data is. And none of us are averages. We're a point on a graph, or I should say a light of starlight in the universe. I'm going to get that out there, right? Mucinex extra strength, okay. Jeanette, yes. So the antihistamines and the Mucinex can be taken longer because we all have a tremendous amount of, guess what? Inflammation. What causes inflammation? Well, it's caused by sugar from plants, plant antigens, virus, bacteria, and yeast antigens, along with the chemicals from the plants, the bacteria, yeast, and microorganisms. Fermentation in our bowels. Fermentation damages our glycocalyx, that is lining of everything. It's our sugar powdered coating, right? It makes us sweet and good. And then the other is this repetitive exercise and motion. It just damages our bodies and causes heat. Don't do it. Check out my Dr. Kiltz's Keto Lifestyle book on Amazon. You'll find some really good stuff there, hopefully. Right. Cherie, when ovulating early causes 4 canceled ERA cycles. Lupron, add Depo-Lupron or sub-Q Lupron daily to the process. Listen, we got to do more of the Lupron. So it might be birth control pill Lupron, then estrogen. Stay on 10 units of the Lupron throughout. And then you should do better on getting that ERA, by the way. So reminding everyone, all my team members, remind us all. Listen, if you're getting people that are ovulating or they're lining it, add Lupron, stay on 10 units. It's sub-Q or the Depo. It helps a lot. All right. We do have some awesome words to say, Letitia. Hi. Prevention of chemical pregnancy. All right. How to prevent chemical pregnancies. Basically, a chemical pregnancy is just a very low HCG early on that goes away. I think even those that get a negative test may have had an early implantation, but it fails to show up on our blood work. Think of a negative, a biochemical, an early miscarriage, an ectopic, or even a later miscarriage, all caused by some inflammatory process inside our body, inside the bowels, the belly, the pelvis, that affects the egg, the sperm, the embryo, the uterus, the tubes, the everything. And so reducing inflammation is the thing that I'm ad nauseum talking about. You probably want to shoot me some days, and I apologize if anyway it sounds like I'm being disrespectful to anyone's belief in their food or anything. I'm just sharing some thoughts and ideas that have been game changers. I think that's where the Immune 4 protocol comes in, IVIG, Humira, and possibly, again, intravenous immunoglobulins, look it up, and possibly leukocyte immunotransfusions, which you have to go to Nogales, Mexico on that one. Tracy Wilson, how you doing? Thanks for joining us. And again, thank you everyone for being patient, joining us, listening and learning, passing this information on. And even if you're not suffering from infertility, those people that are suffering any medical condition can gain from our keto lifestyle. That's the game changer that I used. I'll be 65 in March. I've never felt better. I do not exercise. I engage in life. I love getting into my pottery or painting studios. I do a tremendous amount of writing. I love sharing. We all need to be doing this together in better ways. Let's see, which is better for someone with PCOS, IUI or IVF? I think starting with IUI is always reasonable. Even a trigger shot and doing intercourse is reasonable. But IUI is going to boost your odds. So with PCOS and really not ovulating, if that's the cause, anovulation or oligoovulation, that means not ovulating or infrequently ovulating. If we can get you to ovulate, at least intercourse, add an IUI, maybe try that for 1 to 3 or even up to 6 times. It's your call on this, but IVF will bump your odds over IUI and over intercourse. But so much of what we can do here is how can we help you ovulate? It starts with what you put in the mind and the mouth and how we move and take care of the bodies. The human Ferrari, the temple, the lioness, and the lion. Men and women, by the way, we're talking the same for men, the same for women. You got to cool the body down, change the stress and struggles in the mind to get to the place you want to be. But absolutely, I think it's reasonable to start with IUI. But if you say, hey, listen, I have a limited amount of, I've got some coverage for IVF, or like, it's gonna reasonably get you a very good outcome if it's just anovulation that you're suffering from. Are your office would ever implant 3 embryos? And the patient asks. Stunning RIV. The answer is from time to time, we certainly may do more than 1, more than 2, but far less frequently 3 or more. The numbers would be, though, if you're over 40 untested day 3 or day 5 embryos, the discussion individually with the practitioners for doing the embryo transfer. So yes, there are times that it may be done. We never say no to everything. Male factor PCOS, currently 3 months old. Awesome. Let's see. Casey, thanks for sharing. Alyssa, frozen transfer or fresh? I recommend both. It's like a teeter-totter. Fresh is better, frozen's better. Listen, individually, we make that decision. It's generally not one way or the highway, right? We're going back and forth a little bit in this whole process to get you the right answer. But I'd say both ways work. If your progesterone is elevated above 3 by the time you get to the trigger shot, then I would generally recommend a freeze-all, or if you have very high estrogen levels over 3,000. All right. Let's see. Jenny Marie, 41 AMH of 0.45. Again, fresh and frozen. If frozen didn't work, go to fresh. If fresh didn't work, go to frozen. All of those work nicely. Hello, Diana, again, Westbrook. How are you today? When is Neupogen and Lovenox added? So Neupogen, GCSF, granulocyte colony stimulating factor. It's an immune modulator, and Lovenox is an immune modulator. Both of these affect the interactions between white cells, red cells, platelets, the epithelial environment in the endometrium, in the vessels, and throughout our body. So I think that if there's obvious evidence of high inflammatory environment, then earlier is better. If we're doing a priming, we use Omnitrope and Neupogen at times. The Lovenox is really more or less a combination for reducing failed implantation, where the Neupogen and HGH may also be used for improving egg quality and overall implantation quality also. But again, we put it out there in our level 1, a level 3, and level 4s. And sometimes, and many of our practitioners aren't always in agreement and alignment with whether you need these things. If you've had a tubal ligation or vasectomy, or a vasectomy, then it may be less obvious. But I always say, if it's been years since you might have had another child, you're in your mid to late 30s, there may be more hidden evidence of inflammation. And in my opinion, endometriosis is a hidden inflammatory cause, which is intra-abdominal pelvic inflammation, which I think infertility is absolutely a leading sign and symptom of endometriosis, endometritis, that's simply either surgically treating, hysteroscopy, laparoscopy, DNC, excision or vaporization, and or the medical treatment with the antihistamine, the antimicrobial, and the anti-endo with either Orilissa, Lupron, and letrozole. Christine, hi. What are the best supplements older women with 5 failed donor egg IVF? All right. Certainly looking at the molecular fertility supplements, ovarian bloom, the omega-3s are critical. And then keto. And then a consideration of a laparoscopy, hysteroscopy, and also consider, again, the antimicrobial, the antihistamine, and the anti-endo medical if nothing else has worked. And again, this is where also adding the level 3, 4 protocol is very important. So when we talk about supplements, we're talking about the minerals and vitamins, water, eliminate alcohol, in my opinion, minimal carbohydrates to none. It's the low carb, high fat, ketogenic style is a high fat, low protein, nearly low to no carbohydrates. But technically, the simplified carbs, potatoes and white rice, are converted to simple sugars and to fat in the liver fast. If you limit the intake, I think that's a little bit okay. So again, look on our molecular fertility supplement line. Important, the inositol, oral vasitol can be very helpful also, because metabolic disorder is so common out there. It's our pleasure, by the way. Thanks. So blessings to everyone. Even in our craziness of the world, wherever you live in America, yes, going on craziness, but we have to have love, kindness, forgiveness in the mirror and to everyone out there as we're doing our very best to address all the issues we have in our worlds. But we all know we can do better. Mucinex is an antihistamine, right? Crazy. All the stuff, the congestion up here is the same congestion we're having down here, right? I mean, what are the most important parts of our body, right? It's here and here, but we know the heart and soul of our life feels like it's here. But you know, reproduction is critical for all of us. And the inflammation we have down here are antihistamine, Claritin, Pepsid, Benadryl, and Mucinex. And check out our TikTok stuff. We're having fun with that. Share it around. I'm doing a lot more video productions on health and wellness, on Kiltz's keto, my daily inspirations on faith Share your daily inspirations, whether your belief in Islam or Judaism or Hinduism or Christianity, whatever your belief is, or are you an atheist, but you have positive, loving, kind interactions and intentions. That's what we all need to be coming together. And we need to find ways of loving each other as we learn together to be better and do better. So just a little bit, using a little soap, I guess, right on a box. Brie, less pills, ovarian bloom, yes. Again, less is best. Too much stuff, right? One meal, one snack, one nap. Go to bed early, get up early. Start the day with reading something positive and uplifting. Again, check out Carolyn Larson, Sarah Young, so many religious, spiritual, positive texts. Get yourself a journal and write in it every day. Thank you, God, Lord, Creator, for the day, to nature, or to whatever you're finding. But we need to integrate more Eastern and Western practice. Spirituality and science are not opposites, they're together. We got to do better at that, by the way. DX, thank you very much, by the way, all of us. I'm learning from Ken Berry, Anders Ehrenfeld, Deepak Chopra, Martin Luther King, Mohammed, Buddha. So many of us are learning from contemporaries and ancient philosophers. The more you listen and learn, we're learning together. We're just human beings being human in our craziness, right? Or Alyssa. All right. Then right into AFET, no CD1. Wendy Williams, quick. Yes. So you may be on Orlissa and letrozole. Get a baseline. If you have a thin lining and you're low progesterone, estrogen, stop the estrogen, progesterone, letrozole. Add back the estrogen. Stay on Orlissa throughout, by the way. I've got the 5, 6, 7. Breathe in through the nose in 5. Hold it for 6. And let it out in 7. It's kind of a daily practice of meditation, infinite times a day. It's critical. More and more of the Eastern and Western philosophy coming together, right? All right. Let's see. Nicole, getting electric fertility, women's essential, and husbands getting the male formula. 10 to 14 pills of nutrition response testing for years, though. You know, there's so many, there's too much. Less is best. That's my theory in this universe. We have to do a lot less. That's going to be the best approach. That's why I go for a walk in nature. Get yourself a camera and go take pictures in nature, right? Better way for all of us. All right. Lovenox more for implantation or preventing miscarriage. Haley. So if it's been used because of failed implantation, at least through the first trimester, but if it's been because of early miscarriages in the late first, early second, stay on it throughout the pregnancy. I think is important. 30 to 40 milligrams once or twice a day, heparin or Lovenox. They're critical for support of the glycocalyx, reducing the inflammation. And keto is lifesaver for the glycocalyx. It's the Teflon husk that protects. It's the Teflon shield that protects all parts of our body. We need more of it. It's nuts. All right. Glutathione injection infusion is good for equality. Your thoughts? D'Angela, hello. How are you doing? I'm going to say yes. Vitamin C, D, glutathione, choline. I mean, come on. Choline is critical for acetylcholine, for all the metabolic pathways, for the energy your body needs. And glucose is not the energy of our body. Glucose is made in your body and it's used to make the glycocalyx that you've never heard of. Just Google glycocalyx and the glycobiome, and you will be amazed how important it is. Michelle Lee, hello, embryo grades in the Colorado location. I'll check on that, but listen, the grading was done when embryos were made, but grades are like grading a kindergartner. Oh, you're not so good. I would have been kicked out of kindergarten. They're not very accurate. They're subjective anyway. But generally, we should be giving some reasonable grades because you guys want them, right? But if you have an embryo that's not a good grade, why aren't you going to give it a chance? I've seen the worst graded embryos make beautiful babies and the best not. Who are we to grade an embryo as you can't do it? Again, they would have tested me. I would have never made it into my mother's uterus, or certainly at kindergarten, I would have been kicked out. Not to say I'm anything special today, any more so than any other human being. All of us deserve the opportunity to get into a uterus, right? And don't you want to have the very best vision of your embryos that they're going to do amazing, right? All of us. Let's see. Chrissy, hi. Fantastic raps. Janie Herrera. All right. Will keto help with my TSH? Listen, Kiltz's keto lifestyle. We're going to work on that. Key to health and wellness. Dr. Kiltz's key to health and wellness, which is key to fertility, right? Keto is kick-ass. The thyroid gland is attacked by the plant phytochemicals. One day we'll realize it, and they'll say, well, that Dr. Kiltz, that crazy man, was right. And many others before me and during me and after me. It's a craziness. I know it. Embryo grades, we got that one. Tila, oh, wait a minute. NAC supplement, yes, absolutely. N-acetylcholine, oh my God, right? But listen, 20 bottles, 20 supplements 5 times a day, that's neurotic and crazy. Our molecular fertility contains the majority of what you need. Go keto. Listen, again, keto for vegans and vegetarians, I absolutely support. In my opinion, vegetarians a little bit better than the strict vegans because you're not getting the eggs, the fat from an animal, like the ghee, the butter, and the eggs seem to be more critical. Taylor, help with implementation. Everybody says health transfer going on my 5th. Okay. Look at the family building guide. It always comes down to what's the list. And I'm going to have that list in the family building guide. I'm going to put it together in a way that you guys can all run with it. In my opinion, Kiltz is keto. Laparoscopy, hysteroscopy, DNC for endometriosis, endometritis, endomyosalpingitis, oophorytis. I mean, these are long names, basically from infections, right? Inflammation. All of those things. This is where an immune 4 comes in, and it may be where it's time for a surrogate or a gestational carrier. We need more women of color. We need more men and women to donate eggs and sperm and embryos and your uterus. We are a family together, coming together to really help everyone, no matter your size, shape, age, weight, gender description, color of your skin, or whatever you choose in your relationships. We need to all be having more faith, love, and kindness for each and every one of us. I know it's crazy, but so many failed implantations, so many miscarriages are happening, I believe, because we're not addressing the inflammation in the uterus. Don't forget, also the endometrial receptivity assay may be a benefit for some of those people with so many failed cycles. All right, you guys are doing good. Let's see. What is the difference between priming with estrogen for 10 days after ovulation versus 10 days with estrogen and progesterone? I've been doing more estrogen and progesterone. Personally, I think the estrogen, progesterone, with or without the Lupron or the Cetrotide, is a little bit more valuable. I also recommend the Omnitrope or the Cerevital, kiltz keto, and even a 2 to 4 weeks of antihistamine, antimicrobial can be really good. But I don't think there's a lot of difference, but by adding the progesterone, you're more assured of getting a menstrual cycle if that's what we're really trying for in order to get a fresh embryo transfer and thin out the lining. But technically, you don't need to have a menstrual cycle in order to do a retrieval. But if you don't have a kind of a fresh lining, we generally recommend a menstrual bleed, or that's where maybe a hysteroscopy D&C comes in. D'Angela, Kashan, Francis Johnson, and I apologize if I misspeak anyone's names. A little bit of dyslexia and ADHD, and I'm practicing to do and be better. Let's see. AMH 0.35, vitamin D of 13. Is it bad? Is it? Yes. So this is, yes, you have a chance with IVF, but what can you do for the next 2, 4, 6, or 8 weeks in order to change up the environment to build that AMH, to get that vitamin D level, get it better? This is where I think the liver is critical in being a carnivore keto or a Mediterranean keto where you can eat the fatty meat, even the vegan. Again, it's you want to get all that body to reduce inflammation, add more fat. By eating fat, it reduces inflammation first in the bowels. Remember, inflammation in the bowels breaks down the epithelial glycocalyx in the bowels, creates an environment of malabsorption caused by a high carbohydrate, low fat diet. Game changer. Then you'll begin to see your AMH come up, your vitamin D come up. It's critical in my opinion. Eggs, cream, butter. That's why I throw in my ice cream there, which I think is really, really helpful. Judith, I have issues with bowel movements because of low fiber diet. Judith, there is absolutely no requirement for fiber in our diet. You will have fewer bowel movements. My God, why do you want so much? Your bowels are used to caring for the body with no fiber. We're not a grazing animals. Fiber is deadly. Check out Fiber Menace. It's a very interesting concept, but the moment I stopped eating fiber, my bowel bleeding went away. The fiber is the cause of inflammation in the colon, and guess what sits right next to the colon? Uterus, tubes, ovaries, prostate, all of it. So you will use less toilet paper. You will need to go less to the bathroom and have a bowel movement. Oh my God, you really want to go that much? And you will have no bloating. Bloating is caused by fermentation of fiber, my friends. It's a game changer. It's one of my 5 leading causes of all damage and disease to the human body. Wendy, oh, you guys, thank you so much for answering questions and being part of the CNY Fertility Global team. Check out our new website, CNY Fertility Fertile Spirit. It's called thefertilespirit.com. It's a place for everyone, whether you're a CNY fertility patient or not, to help support each and every one of us who need to simply get it off our back and talk about what we need to do to be healthier. Health and wellness built in the mind and the mouth. It's a game changer that I've learned how you and I can be more like a lioness and a lion rather than a pig and a cow. Now, no disrespect to pigs and cows, by the way. Game change, game on, game change. Slow it down, get off of that. I know it's crazy. So Wendy, thank you very, very much. That's after for sharing your words. And you guys, again, it's the CNY Fertile family that's now really becoming the experts in health and wellness we're all doing together. Now, we're not practicing medicine, but we're practicing coaching and cheerleading and sharing and helping each and every one of us, whether you're a carnivore or a vegan, whether you're a spiritualist, a theist, or an atheist, agnostic in the middle, whatever you are on this journey as a human being, We all need to be sharing, listening, and learning together. I know we're all over the place, right? We're on all sides of this human journey. Doctor, now there, you mentioned sexual diet during priming. Would that be to avoid early recruitment and early ovulation? This is where Lupron, Orilissa is that other one. If you do the Orilissa, it has the same effects as the Lupron or Cetrotide. And we're going to talk more and more about even using Orilissa with low dose mini protocol and a single HCG trigger as an easier way to do less shots and less pills and less and less. Oh, it's 11 o'clock. All right, you guys, thank you so much. My best to my Colorado team, my Atlanta team, Buffalo team, soon to be Florida team. I'm working on it. We really want to work more and more with all your OBGYNs, your fertility doctors to integrate Eastern and Western medicine and ideas of health and wellness. Fertility is really the foundation of our health and wellness. If we're infertile, if we're experiencing repetitive losses, we're experiencing sperm abnormalities, egg and AMH abnormalities, anything we're experiencing, meaning that you're not fertile or you're infertile, and it is inflammation. We've been talking about the CNY fertility doulas coming out, and we're going to be looking for a lot of doulas to come together to share with everyone how to bring about a better way of health and wellness for everyone. Why can't you take LDN before retrieval? Nurse told me to stop it. You know, there's some possibilities that LDN may contribute in some way to the ineffectiveness of the narcotics working. That's kind of why we do it. But my bet is it probably has just a small amount of effect in all of this. Hi, Emily. How you doing? You know, I could talk all day. You know that, right? Eosinophilic esophagus as gastroenteritis. The baby diet is amazing. I never thought there would be a day that I wasn't complaining about my tummy. It's my pleasure, by the way. I got to tell you, listen, at 55, I started that diet. It's a game changer in every single human disease, IgA nephropathy, in every disease we suffer from. The baby diet, Kiltz's baby diet, or the lifestyle is a game changer. And I know I didn't believe it either until I did it. Mediterranean Italian. I pretty much was closer to vegan and low fat, little bit of meat, but very little. And then when I did the game change to paleo and then to Kiltz's carnivore keto, bingo, no more bowel bleeding, no more arthritis, psoriasis, any of the stuff, it's gone. And I use a lot less toilet paper. I know I might be full of shit, as some people say, but it's a game changer. Nicole Reardon, see you on Tuesday. Caused my miscarriage. When you say cool it down, my belief is I caused my miscarriage by continuing boot camp classes. Yes, listen, guys, we are great at walking, long walking. That's what we're made to do. Running, it's not what we're made to do. That doesn't mean we can't do it, and there's some that are better at it than others, but I will bet you $1 billion we can walk down any animal. You want to cool it down, and absolutely these boot camps and this excessive pumping and running and all this shit, stop it. I do not exercise. I stopped it 10 years ago. I eat one meal a day. I get a little snack from time to time. I do infinite mindful meditative moments, and I love naps. Critical for everyone. All right, let me see here. Let's see. Farisha Khan, how long after successful IVF pregnancy can you do an FET? I'd say after a delivery, 3 months after, you should be good to go. That's my opinion. If you have a C-section, you might wait 4 or 6 months, but I do a major myomectomies, and 3 months later we're transferring embryos. So that's it, in my opinion. Masasi, good morning to you. Yoya, good morning. Dr. James Condrup, Dr. K, we love you, man. Let's see, what's the name of your book? Okay, several books on Amazon. Go to Amazon. Dr. Kiltz's crazy, stupid ass books. They don't make sense. The Fertile Secret, The Fertile Feast, the Kiltz's Keto Lifestyle, Kiltz's Keto Cure, Daily Inspirations, Daily Intentions, and we're coming out soon with Living Your Best Life. Share them, critique them, criticize them. All right. I love you guys. I'm going to try to get in my pottery studio and do a little Kiltz's cups. They're on Etsy, and share them around, but share your art, pottery, painting, poetry, music, whatever you choose to do. But our real creativity and motion shouldn't be on a treadmill, but should be at a weaving mill, or something that you're creating, something that's important and powerful for all of us. All right. Oh, and Tia, thank you for letting me do my craziness every day. I really appreciate you. She's hanging out down in Florida. I'm hanging out here for a little bit, but my love to you every day. God bless to everyone. I'll see you guys next week, if not sooner. God bless. Bye, guys.